Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. So this is Neema from Yours Only Neema YouTube channel. For today, I thought why not make a video on something which is trending a lot on LinkedIn, and it's all about Maven Analytics platform. So a bit of a backstory. I recently took a course in order to test what actually the platform is and how different it is in terms of other course platforms like Coursera, Udemy, DX, etc. So I did take a course and I wanted to give you a summary of that course and my thoughts on this platform. So to start off, I first went into mavenanalytics.com and then they were asking for sign up. So I did sign up, and then the first thing that popped up was it was basically a survey. So they asked me on what my interests are in terms of what courses or skills that I like to upskill, and also they gave preferences in terms of what we are looking for in terms of whether I'm looking for a job, whether I'm looking for a promotion, or whether I'm looking to just upskill and stay up to date. So these were the certain initial survey questions that were provided, and after answering based on my needs, I was given a set of courses, and in terms of my responses, the courses were a mix of data science, in terms of there were visualization course, um, Excel course, then Tableau course, SQL, machine learning, and analytics as well. So the first and foremost course was suggested to me was named uh, Think Like an Analyst. So I totally liked the course name. So I thought why not sit and see what the course is all about and how it is different from the other well branded platforms like Coursera and Udemy. So I went through the whole course, and actually the course is it is huge. Like there are several sections that really need a person to have a dedicated time to work on the case studies. So yeah, let's get started with the summary of the course. The first section of the course is like why analytics, and in terms of why analytics, the course instructor was telling us like how important data is and how an analyst can really leverage data and find insights, recommendation, all of that. And in this section, it was a preliminary section. They wanted us to understand the flavors of analytics. They wanted to understand the different roles that are available in analytics as an industry. And there was an assignment too in this section, which is basically a job pathfinder, and this will help a newbie who is confused, there are several courses on platform, and what is really apt for him, and that will help him to understand which job path he has to carry forward. And that was all about the first section. And the second section starts with analytics workflow. So this is the I would say this is the introduction section, because in this section the instructor talks a lot about what are the different steps of data analysis that one person would do in their job. And the instructors kept changing based on their expertise, because one of them are expert in their analytics background, one of them is expert in their data visualization background. So in this section there was a separate instructor who went over certain sections. And if you look into the sections, the first section is all about understand business use case. So here they are talking a lot about how you can understand a business use case and what are the relevant questions that you need to answer, or questions that you need to keep in mind while understanding a business use case. So that was really informative, guys. I totally loved the how the structure was, and really like the structure of the whole section of that understanding business use case. And the particular important thing that they mentioned is the three artifact, that is the analytics artifact. It says a lot about strategic thinking, technical skills, and communication skills. So So many of you might have aware, there are a lot of data leaders that stress the importance of how you need to be a problem solver, as well as give importance to your communication and technical skills. So that's been addressed in this section. And the second section is all about building a measurement plan. So this was really surprising for me, guys, because I have never seen this section been addressed at all in an analytics course. And me being in a team where I do most of the measurement work, I was kind of surprised to see this, because I have never seen in any course this has been addressed. So this section is really very important, and since it's something that's not been addressed, the instructor has taken his time to literally see what are the relevant things that you need to know in terms of identifying the KPI and how you need to plan. And the second thing is, there was a case study mentioned in this section. And in terms of case study, they provide you with the objective of what the case study is all about and what we are assigned of. And they provide us with 5 questions that we need to answer. And a fun thing is that they did not go ahead with just for solving it. They paused in between for us to answer in the video. And it's not like we are giving a answer, but we can answer it like notes. We can write it out, our answer, so that actually learning throughout the course. So that was something interesting. And those key questions were given and they were answered in the video too. Third is a very important data cleaning, guys. The third section is all about collection of data and how you can prepare the data. And in that, again, they gave a case study. And in the case study, they actually showed us a snippet of a data where you need to find, as a student of the course, you need to find out what is the issue with that data and what needs to be cleaned. So that's how the section is all grasp our attention. And instructor in that section explains what are the things that need to be cleaned, and that gives us the information like, okay, we need to clean certain so and so. For example, they've talked about how you have to clean date column, all of that. So that's important for us to really understand and solve. So this part was really important, and I felt they did justice in terms of explaining this section with a case study. Another point that I would like to mention in the data cleaning is that they also provided information on how you can profile data. The fourth section is understanding the data. In understanding the data, it's all about preliminary analysis of the data. So here the instructor provides us with another case study, us to understand what kind of data profiling techniques or ETL techniques that we need to do to transform the data based upon our needs. And they gave a live example on what needs to be done. For example, the case study talks about a business objective and whom we are actually answerable to. In ETL transformation, the instructor talks a lot about filtering, merging, transposing, and grouping, and finally normalizing. So he talks several techniques that you can do, and the several most commonly used techniques. There are several other, it depends based on what data you actually get. So this has been addressed in this section. In terms of a beginner, it is totally understandable, and they give it with examples, not just with theoretical basis. So that was all about in this section. The fifth is the main analysis and visualization. In this, I would like to say they talk a lot about data visualization, and this section I totally, I would say this is my favorite section, because I've taken several courses in data visualization where it's all about how you have to present your data and all. But in this section, they addressed it in different way, guys, because what I've seen is they gave an objective, a case study, and what we have to present. And the first thing is they gave step-by-step approach. It's not gave how a person working in a job would approach a problem. So they started with a question like defining a metric, and second thing, once you have the list of KPIs, the first version of the dashboard is built, and then they started seeing that what could be done better. So the second iteration was also visited by the instructor, and in that he again spoke on what can be done in terms of color coding and in terms of formatting, titles, all that. So, and the final thing is he also wrote about how you can address certain pain points of the dashboard within the diagram, within the visuals. So that was also addressed, and finally the end result is like literally a story, guys, because I never seen anything like any instructor going in this depth and within a short period of time. I must say all of these videos are short, and it was good for us to understand, like for at a beginner level. I would really I really like this course in a way that it helped us to understand as a person or as a data analyst myself how I can approach a problem and how I could make the particular dashboard better. The another section, the next section is all about data driven insights, and just before that I already told about how they have created a visualization story, right? So in terms of data driven insights, the story perspective is addressed more here. So they talk a lot about how you can write pattern in terms of the business knowledge. In terms of business knowledge, for example, you don't write it in a common terms, right? You basically say that 25% of revenue is increased, month over month increase of particular product category, and that's how you report your insights. So that's been addressed here. The three major things that they have addressed in terms of how you need to think about giving a data driven insight is what, that means what happened, why, in terms of why did it happen, and how, reason for the particular increase or decrease of that particular metric. So these three points are addressed, and that's very important, guys, because when you sit in a job as a data analyst, you are in a position to answer all these questions. If and it goes without saying, you have to work on that. So in terms of data driven insights, I would also like to include that an important point is that you actually work with different level of people. You don't get to work only with the manager, but you sometimes work with executives, or you also work with the mid-level senior managers. So as per the end users, your goal also varies, like the business goal or the metrics also varies, and the way how you present your insights also varies. So that has been addressed here, and I totally like the way how they address, because analyst perspective, you always think in a technical perspective, right? You know how a particular pattern is trending and what are the measurements done. A higher level executives do not have time to like literally see through the each data points. So they need an instant answer. They need a very clear cut simple answer. So based on each end user, they have targeted how you can give your data driven insights in the form of a story. So that's been addressed in the section as well. Final is the measurement, testing and optimizing. So this is the final section in the workflow, and in this section it's basically that once you have your dashboard built, or once you have your reporting done, and once you have certain things reported and the recommendation, the job is not done yet. You have to track those KPIs to understand, like is your recommendation being implemented, and if your recommendation is implemented, is it really working? So those things have to be tracked, and there is another analysis called the pre and post analysis. So that's something that you have, it's similar to what I've talked before, and here in this pre and post analysis you will again try to see if the things that you have implemented have actually worked and how far it's improving, or is there anything else you can do, and based on that you have to optimize your dashboard or your presentation insights. So yeah, so that's the final section of the analysis workflow, and the after this whole section there is another section which talks a lot about the analytics toolkit, and this section is it is boast of what are the toolkits used by platform, database tools, ETL tools, programming language used, and many more. So these are being addressed here, and I must say they have covered the most important ones. But it's obvious, right? They cannot cover many. There are plenty in the market, and you cannot cover each and every one in a short video. So they have covered the most commonly used ones and explained them as well for a beginner to understand. So yeah, that's the final section, and the last section is the feedback. It basically asks us to rate how the course is all about, how informative it is, and they say that they also asked a question on will you be focusing on this path going forward. So those were the last final survey feedback survey questions. And yeah, so that is all, guys, with the course. Some things which I like to mention is that I totally loved this course, and this course is for the beginner. I wouldn't say this course is for an experience, because most of these are already known for a senior level analyst. So if anybody like wants to get a quick understanding on how a typical data analyst jobs look like and what that role person really do, so you can really go into this course and understand what it gives. I highly recommend this because certain sections are not available in any of the Udemy courses or Coursera. That's something based on my opinion, or whatever I've taken all throughout my career life. But yeah, so this course was extremely a very good one for a beginner. That's all for the video, guys. I hope this was useful. Also, please do follow me on in LinkedIn, because I'm starting my 30 days challenge on LinkedIn hard mode, which you all might know or might be aware of in LinkedIn. And I'm also starting up a 100-day code challenge as well. So if you want to be updated with my preparation on skills, so please do follow me there as well, because I'll be updating there on a regular basis. If you like this video, please do like, share and subscribe. That will be very helpful. So that's all, guys. I hope you have a great day. Bye bye.